Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I have had a pretty full-on day. I've been to the accountant, and just when they're talking in this like financial jargon and you're just nodding along and you actually have no idea of any of the words they just said. That was definitely me. I am pretty wise with my money and I am very organized. She said I'm one of the most organized people that she knows, which is a really good compliment. But yeah, some of the terms that she was using, I just felt like this is not my area of expertise and I'm just going to pay what I need to, but just tell me what to do in simplistic terms. So I have had that today. I've had a pretty mixed day. I've spent time with my little niece, looking after her. I have had a little new therapy call, like an enrollment call with a therapist myself, which I'll talk about. It will be mentioned in today's episode. But I'm recording this pretty last minute. I'm recording this on Thursday before it goes live on Monday for you all. And I asked my podcast editor, Kira, like, when is the latest that I can get it to you? She's like, I need to edit it Friday morning. So here I am, Thursday, 6 p.m. at night, recording this because I've just had a bit of a creative block this week. I think since I came back from my retreat, I had a few guest interviews lined up, and then I think I forgot to record any solos. So I was racking my brains, what am I going to talk about today? What subject shall we go deep into? But I was just feeling a very fun episode, and something that I always like to hear about is someone's favorite products and things that they're into lately. So that is exactly what I'm going to be sharing with you all today. So I hope you enjoy it. And I always feel like whatever comes to mind is what I am going to start talking about. So yeah, today we're going to do some of my favorite products and I'm going to categorize them. We're going to do food. We're going to talk about fitness. I have a section on skincare, personal care, general, and then some books because I'm in my reading era at the moment and I've got some book recommendations to share with you and I've even categorized them. So this really fuels my Virgo organized brain and I hope you enjoy it. So since my retreat, I've been feeling really good, but I've been missing the sun, honestly. The summer so far, the weather in the UK is pretty poor. And I am going on holiday in a few weeks on the 4th of July. Going to Cornwall. This is a family holiday that we go on every year, but it's the first time Luke's going to be coming with me. And Norman sadly isn't coming because they're not allowed on the beaches and things during the day, and I don't really want to leave him in a cottage or anything, but Luke's parents are having him. So he's going on a little staycation while we're going to Cornwall. And hopefully, I don't think it'll matter too much if the weather's not amazing because we're still going to have a good time. But it is my favourite place. We haven't been for 2 years now because last year we just decided not to go as a group because I was moving house. We got Norman, my sister-in-law had a baby, and we've just been eager to go. And this time we have a little baby coming with us. It'll be my niece's first holiday as well. So very excited for that. That is a highlight of my summer. But let's get into today's episode. I want to keep it as short as possible because yeah, I'll be here all day otherwise. I've summarized, I'll touch on some of the things, and as I go through, I might have affiliate links for some of the products and companies mentioned, but I don't want to just mention it for every single one and don't want to keep having to make the disclaimer that it is an affiliate link. So just a heads up now, if you hear about products, they usually are like the wellnessy ones. Some of this is going to be completely random and not linked to health and nutrition and wellness at all, but the wellnessy brands I might have a discount code and affiliate link for, which you can find linked in the episode show notes, but also my Instagram bio, the link there. Any products that I have a code for, I will link them in that. And it is a way for you to save money, but I do get a small commission, which supports my business. So I would appreciate it's no difference to you if you click the link from me or just the website directly, but it does support my business. So if the link doesn't work for whatever reason or you have any questions, please get in touch. But let's get into the categories. So the first one is probably my favorite one. It is food. The things that I've been into lately. The first one is protein powder. The one that I've been using consistently for years is the NuZest Pea Protein. So it's the clean, lean, smooth vanilla protein. It has a long description. And I get that off one of the supplement websites that I use, but you can find it in health food stores in the UK. So the brand is NuZest, and that's made from pea protein. They have a chocolate, they have a strawberry, and I think they even have like a matcha one, but I just get the vanilla one and add different flavors to it. Typically blueberries, I have acai powder in there, raw milk, cinnamon, a greens powder. So I use the Organifi greens powder. That's one of my favorite products at the moment as well. I think with green powders, I said this on Instagram the other day, they're not gonna be a game changer if you're still actively on your healing journey and you're really trying to like heal your gut, balance your hormones. I wouldn't spend your money on a greens powder if you have a limited budget. But at this stage in my life, in my health journey, I have addressed all of the foundational things. I feel pretty good. I'm healthy overall. And the green powder is just a nice addition. It's like another boost of nutrients, and it actually tastes really nice in my smoothie as well. So I actually enjoy the taste of it. And it's worth it for me at this stage now that I'm spending less money on supplements these days. So I kind of showed two products. So the second one would be the greens powder by Organifi. I get that on the health website. And then this other protein powder is actually new. I heard about it from a practitioner friend on Instagram. She was posting about it, and it is an American company. We can still get it in places like the UK, but you are going to have to pay for shipping. But I got it on the Memorial Day US sale. So with her discount code, it kind of covered the shipping fees because yeah, they're already on sale. So it's like I was just paying the standard price. So if you're in the US, I think it's a really good option because the shipping might be free at a certain level, but it's the Equip Beef Isolate Protein. I think the quality, the taste from the ones that I've tried the chocolate and peanut flavor, both of them. I'd say the peanut one was 7 out of 5 out of 10 for me. I did a little rate and review with Luke on my stories. And then the chocolate was 10 out of 10. Loved it. And I was a little bit cautious with beef proteins because I've taken a bone broth protein before in previous years, and that wasn't good for my histamine levels. But for some reason, the beef protein, even though beef can be high histamine, it is usually when it's aged beef, like a 28-day mature steak. Whereas just beef on its own, I think the way that they process it for this isolate protein, it's actually pretty low histamine. I've not had any reactions from it. So obviously try it yourself if you're interested, but I am a big fan and I will probably order again when there's another sale on. So I've followed them now and I've got my eye on them, but just really high quality, amazing flavor. And I do think animal protein powders are superior to plant-based ones. But I, until recently, haven't really tolerated whey protein. I have little whey protein bars now. This is another one on the list. So this is from the brand Transparent Labs on health website. And you might be able to get them from different countries, but I've not looked. Shout out to my friend Cassie for a heads up for this, because I was asking if anyone knew on my Instagram of any grass-fed, like good quality whey protein bars instead of the Grenade and the standard barbell ones that you can get from the supermarket. And she had tried these and they're really good. So they're made with ingredients like coconut oil, peanut butter, grass-fed whey protein. I think there's 20 grams of protein or 12 grams of protein. It's made with rolled oats, organic, all that good stuff. And they taste amazing, especially alongside a coffee. Sometimes I'll have it after my lunch or mid-morning. It's just like a little snack bar and they taste so good. And I'm a fan of protein, as you can tell at the moment. I thrive off a higher protein diet, a higher animal protein. And I don't like having to rely on powders, but they're just so convenient. And it's just a good way to get more in without having to eat a ton of food, because there's only so much meat I can eat in a day. The trusty ones that I've been using for years, similar to the protein powder, are the protein boosters from a brand called Pulsin. For the longest time, since like I was 18 or so, maybe a bit later, maybe they weren't even around then, but for as long as I can remember, I've had the vanilla chocolate chip protein boosters. They're made with plant-based proteins, pea protein, they've got some cashews in there and some almonds, and I've just been obsessed with the flavor. Even when my diet was really restrictive, and I couldn't tolerate a lot of foods, these were one thing that I could tolerate, or at least I forced myself to tolerate, because I just couldn't not have them in my diet, because I was just, they were like so tasty to me. Like now you might think, especially compared to a regular protein bar or a chocolate bar, you might not think that they're that tasty, but I have just such a affinity for them. They just have such a place in my heart, because they were like the most flavoursome thing that I was eating at one point, and I could tolerate them, and it's just an extra way to get in some protein and some flavour into my very boring, bland diet. But recently I think I accidentally received a different flavour of them. And I knew that they existed, but I was put off by them because they were chocolate orange flavour. And just with my histamine issues in the past, I just typically go for like more vanilla things than chocolate based, because just to keep my histamine levels a bit lower. But they're actually not that chocolatey. They're actually more, they've got a little bit of cacao in there, but it's not a full like chocolate brownie. It's just a little touch of chocolate, and I tolerate them so well. And it's the chocolate orange flavour. They do a chocolate mint, but I'm not as into that one. So the chocolate orange has replaced the vanilla chocolate chip, which is crazy, because I thought I'd be eating them for the rest of my life. And just having them alongside a coffee again, or a cup of tea, or at the end of a meal for a little sweet treat that's got protein and it's not got refined sugars in there, I think it's really good. And I get them from the supplement company that I use with my clients, which is the Natural Dispensary. So if you're a client of mine, you can get your 10% discount on their your client discount. And they do little single bars, but if you really like them, you can actually buy a multi-pack. So I get them every month. You get about 18 in a pack. So I usually have to order 2 packs of those, because I go through them. I have one every day. Next thing I'm into is actually a fun little fizzy drink, and there's a few different options that I have, but I just always have about 5 drinks on the go: a matcha or coffee, my filtered water, my electrolytes, my element electrolytes, which are another thing that I love. The watermelon flavour is elite. You can get them on HEALF. And like a nice fun drink. And for me, it's not a Diet Coke or Fanta, it's a selection. It could be, I get some of these on the Well Easy website. So the brand called Fhirst, I think you pronounce it. It's like thirst, but with an F. And they do a lovely cherry soda or passion fruit. It's like a sparkling, fizzy drink, but it's made with more natural sweeteners and low sugar, some prebiotics in there too. If you have digestive issues, then all of these like fibers and things might not be a good fit, just a heads up. Or some of these protein bars, some people don't do well with them. So I am coming at it with my tolerance now, and what I do, what works for me might not work for you, basically, is what I'm saying. Another brand that I love, if you follow my Well Easy hauls on Instagram, I always stock up on this. It's the Jamu Wild Marshmallow and Raspberry Fizzy Drink. The packaging is just gorgeous as well. I love it. It's what caught my eye in the first place, but I just love having a little fizzy drink, and it feels like such a treat, especially in summer when I don't want to just be drinking water all the time. I like having a little fun drink on the side. Or something that I have tried as well is just soda water with a little bit of organic cordial. And the brand that I like to recommend instead of Ribena or Vimto or any of these more like artificial sugary brands is the Rocks brand. They are typically available in supermarkets here in the UK, but they do organic cordial without any like added ingredients. It's just basically fruit, and I think there's some sugar in there, but you just have a small amount, and I mix that with soda water instead of just regular water, and it just makes a little sparkling drink. I like the blackcurrant one, but they do orange, they do strawberry, I think, summer fruits. So that could be a nice little addition for yourself. I also love, like always, a matcha, but now I've been having it iced, now that it's come a little bit warmer, and I just love any type of matcha basically, but the quality is so important. I've tried so many brands of matcha just from Amazon or random health food shops, and they just don't taste good. They taste so bitter, or the colour's like more brown or weird green. It should be like this vibrant, like clear green colour. Organic ceremonial grade is always important. And my favourite brand at the moment is Perfect Ted. You can get that on Well Easy, I'm pretty sure, Health website, and that's my favorite one. I actually found out they use that in Joe and the Juice stores, and also the Bold, is it Blank Street or Bold Street? I think it's Blank Street coffee. They look for matches there, and they use that same brand too. So my favorite. Another thing that I do recently, just a past month or so, is adding to this like matcha or coffee concoction that I make. If I'm having coffee, it's King Coffee. I feel like people already know that, so it didn't make the list, but just a shout out to King Coffee. My organic, instant, mold-free, pesticide-free reishi mushroom sport coffee. That's just a staple and has been part of my healing journey the past few years. It tastes amazing, really good quality coffee, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with it. It's so helpful for my immune system, and it doesn't give me the jitters, shakiness, stomach aches like regular coffee can. But to add to my concoction, so I make it with raw milk, sometimes a little bit of coconut milk too. But I've started adding fibre to my coffee, but it cannot be a psyllium husk or anything like that because it's not going to dissolve well. The one that I feel works best is a prebiotic fibre. So this is helping to diversify my gut flora and help my immune system, so many other benefits, metabolic health. The type of fibre is PHGG, partially hydrolyzed guar gum, and its alternate name is Sunfibre. I use the brand Invivo, and again, it's on the Natural Dispensary website for those who are clients and want to try. Or there are brands there's a brand actually called Sunfibre. I think that's bigger in the US. So have a look at either of those. But this is a very well-tolerated fibre, regardless of what's going on. If you know that you have low levels of beneficial flora, good bacteria, or if you have or suspect SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth, or other forms of fibre don't work well for you, PHGG could be a really good one, but start slowly. I add a teaspoon to my drink, so I probably have 2 hot drinks a day, 2 teaspoons total, and I had no issues tolerating that, but always start very slowly. If you're sensitive or new to this stuff, or you're not sure what you're doing. A meal that I'm really into lately, and I've actually not had it in a couple of weeks, but then I just thought of it yesterday and like, right, I need to have that this week. It is beef tacos. So the taco shells that I have are from the AMAIZIN brand, and it's spelled like amaiz, like corn. And they're available on Well Easy. I think they're currently out of stock, sadly, but health food shops sometimes do them as well. And it's actually a pretty healthy meal. You wouldn't think beef tacos are healthy, but the way that I make them at least are. So I use organic beef mince from Sainsbury's. It's similar setup to my lasagna recipe, which I have saved on my Instagram. But the taco shells are made of organic corn. I think it's important to have organic corn because it can be very like sprayed and prone to mold and high in glyphosate, GMO. So it's organic corn, and then it says vegetable oil, but then it's in brackets, it's coconut oil. And they're gluten-free, which a lot of taco shells tend to be gluten-free anyway, but always check if you are sensitive. And then I have loads of veg, and yeah, just this organic tomato sauce from Sainsbury's. What else do I put in there? I pretty much stuffed the entire taco shell. I'm getting hungry now and it's dinner time, so my mouth is salivating. I stuffed the taco shell with the beef mince, and then I have the veg on the side. Otherwise, I feel like I don't get a good bite of the meat, and that is my favorite part. We made the mistake when we first started making them. I think we forgot that you have to bake the taco shell. So we got them out of the pack, and then we were like, these are off, these are mushy. I think they're also available on Ocado as well. That's what maybe where I first got the pack. But please bake them, follow the instructions, because we ended up throwing them away thinking they were off, and they were actually just not cooked. And last thing on the food front, it's not the healthiest, but it's something that I'm obsessed with at the moment for some reason. I think my mum brought a bag of crisp round, and then it just sparks my craving. It's like my childhood favorite thing to have. It's my my kryptonite, and it's crisp and dip, and it can be any forms, but specifically Doritos, chili Doritos with sour cream and chive dip. It has to be that. It can't be cheese and chive. It can't be cool original Doritos. It has to be that classic combo, or something like nachos with cheese, guacamole. I'm just really into that at the moment. So you might not have expected that on the list, but that is something that I am into right now. And we can all have a little bit of balance. Back in the day, I wouldn't have even gone anywhere near that because it just wouldn't be worth it. Symptom-wise, I wouldn't feel good. But now I can tolerate it, but I have to be mindful not to overdo it. So I'll literally portion out the amount that I can have. Otherwise, I'll eat the whole bag. They have so many chemicals and MSG in there, which I know about, but I just have to not let them take over my brain. So the next subject, flipping it completely, is the subject of fitness. And a few things. I did a whole 2-part episode on fitness recently, a couple of months ago, but I've added something else in since. It's still regarding Pilates, but on the retreat that I went to, I actually met a woman there who has a Pilates app, which was so impressive, and it's actually a really good quality, well-made, well-designed app. So I was so impressed with that. And her name's Ash, and her app is Studio Ash Pilates. She did, I forgot to mention it on here, but I'll put it in the show notes. She did give us a discount code. I think it's like Viva10, but just double check if that one doesn't work. There is a 2-week free trial. Definitely check it out. And you're very likely going to want to sign up after that. She specializes in Pilates workouts from home that are very short and effective, really good for mums who want to work out, who are really busy. But even I enjoyed them, and I'm short on time sometimes and I want a quick workout, and trust me, they're very effective. I've done tons of other Pilates apps and classes in person. She's such a good teacher and the workouts are really good. Sometimes it's like too ab focused, or they spend the first like half just doing breath work. She centers you, she grounds you, she does what she needs to do, but then you're straight into the workout. And I bought myself some equipment just to really up the intensity and up my results, just because I am working out from home a bit more recently and doing more Pilates. I just love it. I actually used to hate it, and I used to hate working out from home. So how things have changed over the years. So I now have a ball, some bands, and ankle weights, all from Amazon. They're all very matchy. They didn't come as one, but they ended up all being like lovely and aesthetic too, which always helps. And that's my new update, is that I'm working it from home a bit more, doing the Pilates app. I'm currently on a free trial as well, but I'm going to be signing up once it finishes because I just love it so much, and I can feel all of these little muscles working that strength training just wasn't targeting. And she even said, like, for someone who's stressed or the nervous system's dysregulated, that's why I'm promoting it to a lot of my clients too, is because even though she talked a lot about being a mom and postpartum and having children, it's really suitable if you're a man, or if you have no kids, or if you're just wanting a good workout but it's low impact. Pilates could be a really good option for you. In Mallorca, I also tried Cadillac Pilates for the first time and absolutely loved it. It's a new style of Pilates that I've never done. I've done Reformer, love that. Do that maybe once a month, but there's no Cadillac Pilates near to where I live. I wish there was one closer. There's some in Cheshire, but it's like a good 40 to 60-minute drive. But yeah, Cadillac is so fun. I'm just obsessed with Pilates. I know I keep talking about it. And I really want to try a bar class soon. There's some in Manchester that I want to go to. So if you've tried either of those, let me know how you found it. So that is my fitness update and loves at the moment. Next section is personal care, skincare products. For my general skincare routine, there's really nothing different here because I found what works for me, and I really don't want to switch it up now. Now my skin's clear and I found a good routine. I spent so many years trying different products and trial and error and wasting so much money. Now I've like forced myself to just stick with what I'm doing, and it's very simple. I did actually have a Instagram reel on it a while ago, so I'll put the link to that in the show notes if you want to see what the actual lineup is that I'm using. But it's very minimal compared to what I have done in the past, like 12-step routines, crazy harsh products and cleansers. Now it's very gentle, focusing on hydrating the skin, health of the skin barrier, but it might not be what you need. The routine that I use is specifically for regulating any breakouts, rosacea, and oiliness. But if you've got completely maybe eczema, dry prone skin, these products aren't going to work for you. So don't do what I used to do, just like reaching for the next latest, greatest product. It is primarily internal health, but a really good skincare routine can make a big difference. Other things that I might not have spoken about before, but still use very regularly, still love, are my oil blotting papers from Amazon, because I only, part of my routine, you'll see, but I only wash my face once a day at night. In the morning, I want to keep a bit of that like oiliness, because if I've washed my face thoroughly the night before, my face isn't going to be getting dirty overnight. So I actually just blot the excess oil from my face, and they're just basic like blotting papers off Amazon, so it's nothing special. There's no specific brand that I use, but that's my morning routine for my skin. I just wash my eyes, brush my teeth, pat my skin dry. If it's summer, if I'm outside in the sun, I'll put on some SPF. The one that I love and is my favorite at the moment is the Tropic Sunscreen. It's called the Sunday Facial, and it's factor 50. Just looks lovely on the skin, and if I do put any makeup over it, it always looks really nice. And yeah, nice high coverage for the face. They do body ones as well, so that's my go-to body sun cream if you're interested. But I try to not use body sunscreen when I can help it, because I want to build tolerance and just practice sun safety. I don't burn. I try not to burn. But if I'm out for extended periods of time, I do then put on sunscreen, and the Tropic skincare brand is my favorite. It's a mineral sunscreen as opposed to a chemical, non-toxic, all that good stuff. And another sun, because I want to protect my face just with anti-aging purposes, and if I do get any spots, it can worsen things like the pigmentation. So I use the Sunday face one for in general, but then to top up throughout the day, because that's something that I always struggle with, is if I was on holiday and I put a bit of makeup on, I don't want to then put another layer of liquid sunscreen over the top. So I was like, what do people do? And then I came across this like powder that you can put on, which is also good when you have oily skin, because it can mattify the oil, the shine a little bit more. And I loved the powdered sunscreen stick from the brand Supergroup, and it's called the Resetting Mineral Powder. And yeah, if I just put the liquid sunscreen on in the morning, and then once or twice after that, if I'm on the beach on holiday, then that'll do me for the day and helps to protect my face. And speaking of wrinkles and anti-aging, another top highlight, love, benefit product is my LED face mask. I've had another one before in the past because I heard it was good for acne, and this one, it's changed between red, blue, and orange lights. I don't really use that ongoing because it didn't really do anything, and my acne was very internally driven. But I recently I was sent the BONCHARGE LED face mask, and this is game changer. You can tell the quality is completely different to the one that I got off Amazon, and it's a full mask that you can wrap around and carry on with your day. But I incorporate it as part of my morning routine or evening routine, just when I'm meditating, reading, lying in bed, listening to a podcast. I am aiming for 3 to 5 times a week for at least 10 minutes, but I'm documenting my progress over on Instagram just to see how it affects my skin, because it's clear at the moment I'm not struggling with acne, but I am noticing, now that I'm turning 30 this year, some little fine lines and wrinkles that I just want to get on top of. So I've been taking progress pictures and videos, and it's only the first month that I've had it, so nothing major just yet, but I really do see a noticeable glow for the rest of the day when I've used it. And any mornings, like after I traveled, where my face has been a little bit puffy or I've not slept well, I can notice an immediate difference. So I'll go to the mirror in the morning, see the puffiness, especially under my eyes. I'll get back in bed, put the mask on, and then 10-15 minutes later, it's completely gone. It is magical. I'm obsessed. And then onto the general subject, the general category, something that I am still really into. I've mentioned before on the podcast, and I've done podcast episodes on it, is EFT tapping. This has just become such a staple in my routine, something that I stick with and turn to help manage stress, just to help continue like rewiring my brain and imprinting more positive, empowering thoughts and pathways in my mind. I'm obsessed with EFT tapping. Please look into it. I've done it with some clients. If you're in my one-to-one program and you've got access to the Hormone Reset Library, you can actually find a whole section and some videos on EFT tapping and why it's beneficial. But it can actually release the somatic trapped emotion and energy from the body at the same time as rewiring the brain, calming the limbic system, calming the nervous system, producing endorphins, so many benefits. And it's a very quick way to feel and see a shift in your energy. Number 2 is I am turning my phone off more. I'm pretty good about this. I actually did some mindset work, and when I was going through my certification last year, we were basically getting therapy and working on things ourselves whilst training. And something that I really wanted to work on was my TikTok addiction, and it's pretty much gone. Like, I look at it sometimes, watch some funny dog videos, but I try to stay off there as much as possible, and it helps because I've got someone helping me with social media at the moment. Shout out to Eva, and she's the one who uploads onto my Instagram a lot of the time and always TikTok, so I don't get caught up like posting something then stuck on there an extra hour scrolling. So at night I turn my phone off, put it on airplane mode after I finish work. I'll have the odd night where I'll scroll on something, but definitely the hour before bed I'm trying to read or to spend time with Luke, and it is a game changer. First thing in the morning too, I am way more intentional with my light exposure. So this involves screens. So I don't have any screens on for the first hour, but I do have my phone on because I listen to some things. So I'm not completely tech free in the morning, but I'll listen to some meditation music or some affirmations or one of my hypnosis tracks. Yes, I listen to my own stuff, but I don't actively look at the screen. I just turn my alarm off and then just face down, and then I'll find what I want to have on. Yeah, put the phone away. And then at night, I'll have the glasses, my red light glasses on from BONCHARGE, and I'll try and come off. I'll finish work at like 6:30 at the latest. I'll try and have light breaks throughout the day. Light exposure is so important, and living in somewhere like England, we have to be really intentional to get light when it's out, because for a good portion of the year it's dark and miserable and dreary, like it is now in the middle of summer, mid-June, which I'm not happy about, but we're going to accept it. Random things like my recent workout clothes, I just really love them, and I find that I've got so many things, but I just use the same workout outfits the whole time. You might have seen I've got some little halter neck vests that are quite fitted from Gymshark. They have loads of stuff. They've been around for a while now, but I've not used them until recently. And I got some vests, and I have a white one, like a bluey teal colour, and then a brown vest. Love them all, the halter neck ones in particular. And then my favourite leggings are from Adenola. And they have a tall section, which is good because I'm 5'11", and that's a problem that I have, like finding ones that are high-waisted and stay high-waisted and aren't like halfway up my ankle. So the Adenola tall black leggings are a complete staple, and I think I need to buy another pair. I've already got 2. I think I need 3 because I get sad when they're in the wash and I can't wear them. I also got some nice, very random, you might not care at all, but you might. I got some nice seamless underwear and gym socks, like sweat resistant, sweat proof and fitted, and really nice quality from a shop called OYSHO. Is OYSHO. I think it's a popular shop in Spain because I've heard my mum talk about it before, but you can get them. I've looked online because I want to get a few more, but I got some nice seamless nude underwear and the socks, so I might get some more undies from there. Just really good quality. And other things, reading. I'm going to share some of my favourite books in a moment. That's the last category. But also painting. Me and Luke have been doing some painting. We've only done a couple of sessions, but he suggested it as like a little date stay-at-home date day, and at first I was like, oh, I can't really be bothered, and it's just such a pain to get everything out. And he was like, there's literally some pots of paint and some paper. We don't have all the equipment, but we painted Norman. It's so funny. Mine ended up as being Norma, the girl version, because I accidentally did the hair wrong and it looked like she had a little fringe, so then I just did it with a little bob haircut and lipstick and red nails. She was really cute. So we did some painting and it was actually very calming. I've never thought of myself as a creative person. My mum is really good at art and drawing, but I've just never thought I was good. But when I actually start doing it, I have a fun time, and it's a really good way to calm your nervous system and your brain, because you're not really thinking of anything else while doing puzzles or jigsaws or colouring. I know that's a big thing a few years ago. So I might be painting a bit more recently, and that ties into getting off my phone and finding something else to do in the evenings or on the weekends. And then since the retreat that I've been on, when I was there, I was documenting everything, and I said how I feel like I'm a spiritual girly now, because a lot of the women there were very spiritual. The retreat itself, the host is a very spiritual person, and I have pulled out my tarot card since. I have been I actually had I think I got sent a pendulum a few years ago, and it's just been like in my glasses case, just on a shelf on my bookshelf, and I've whipped my pendulum back out, so I'm going to be practicing using that, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I'm a spiritual gal. I'll definitely keep you posted on my journey with that if anything comes up. But I pulled a card on the retreat, and it said like my spirit team, my spirit guides are ready and waiting to help me. So all I need to do is ask for the support, and I'm excited to see what comes from that. I feel like I already thought I was a spiritual person, because compared to my family, when I talk about energy and natural living and holistic and energy, if I've already said energy, it's important. But compared to that, I feel like I'm spiritual, but I feel like I'm gonna turn it up a notch. And last thing on this section is I am really enjoying in-person things a bit more since the retreat, and I've got my own workshop coming up in Manchester on the 5th of October. I think it's the Saturday. I would love for you to come. I've not announced it just yet, but keep that in the diary. It's going to be like 25 or so tickets. We're going to have talks, Q&A. We're going to have my Pilates teacher come down and do a session. One of my clients is coming up from London. She's going to be doing like a lovely somatic breath work, connection to the body, nervous system regulation practice, and lovely food. And I'm going to bring in Norman, if you want to meet my little puppy dog in person. He's going to be coming, and great food, and probably some of my like detoxy things, so you can try them out. The mask and my sauna, and not my enema kit. We'll keep that one at home, but yeah, a few other things so you can like try some of these products before you buy them. And I'm so excited for that. So in-person stuff, been loving just meeting people. I'm going to be going down to London. Well, it would have already gone now. Last weekend I went to London with Amazing an doctor, just to help out at the Health Optimization Summit. I might do a podcast on that soon, so stay tuned. Any talks that I went to, or any products that I saw there. So yeah, just getting back into the world a bit more, having an online business and working for yourself with no colleagues as such. It can be pretty isolating, which I'm introverted, so it doesn't affect me too much. But when you then start to go out and do stuff, you realise, okay, maybe I do need a bit more social interaction than just my boyfriend and my families and my friends on occasion. And when it's like-minded individuals as well, when people are also into health and nutrition, it's my passion. So I could talk to people like you all day long. And finally, I've actually just come off a call now. I booked, as I said at the start, a enrollment call, a little taster session with a potential therapist. I've had a few calls here and there with a few different people. I think I'm going to go ahead with this person because they were just so knowledgeable. They mentioned a few things that no one's ever mentioned before, just like after 5 minutes of talking to me, and I'm like, yes, you know what's going on, you get me. And they were also like very spiritual and talking about some of these things. So I've just been waiting and like manifesting the right person and just knew what I had in my mind and what I wanted, but other people that I've looked at online or spoke to, it just didn't seem like a good fit. So I'm excited to find this lady, and we're going to start weekly sessions for a bit. And I will keep you posted on any breakthroughs that I have. I just felt like I've had therapy on and off, and I've worked with practitioners before. I've had like business coaches and then more personal therapists, but she's kind of a little combination of both. I'll share details in future if you'd like, but I'm just going to see how I go for now and give it a few weeks. I'm having weekly sessions and it might go to less frequent, but yeah, this is a really exciting update too. And then final section, you might be into books, you might not. I very much am at the moment, especially after getting my Kindle. That is another top recommendation. The Kindle Paperwhite, or Paperweight, I think it's Paperwhite, has changed the game for me, because I was just getting annoyed at how many books I was physically collecting, and my bookshelf is getting pretty full. And it was just making me not want to keep buying them because I just felt like it was too much clutter. And my local library doesn't have a great selection. So the Kindle is a great option because it's all digital, and I just love it. It's so lightweight. I can literally like tap it with one hand. You don't need to pack books on holiday. You've just got them all in one place. The battery lasts a long time. You can get tons of books at your fingertips. You can flip between a few. And I've categorized like thriller and general because they're my thriller is my top category. And then I've got some general books as well. A couple of them are more spiritual and more personal development. But the thriller ones, like my top 4, I'd say to check out if you haven't already read them. Too Late, I think that's by Colleen Hoover. Verity, The Housemaid, and The Housemaid, there's like a second one, like a series, and then a book called Never Lie. Love them. And the other one, I don't know if it's a thriller, but it's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And then in general books, I love Colleen Hoover. She has a couple of thrillery ones, but It Starts and Ends with Us. That's like some recent ones that I read. I'm pretty sure they're putting that into a movie with Blake Lively. I think it's that book series. Another one, I've just been looking at my bookshelf. I've lent a few of them to my boyfriend's sister, so I don't have them all here, but the ones that I remember, Everything I Never Told You, Normal People, that got made into a BBC series as well, which I loved. And then the more spiritually ones are Big Magic. I actually saw Elizabeth Gilbert live in Manchester a few months ago, and she was great. She's the author of that book, and other ones like Eat, Pray, Love. And she's just an amazing soul. And I got a signed copy of Big Magic, and I'm excited to read that again. That was one of the first books that I ever read in the personal development world, even before I had the health crash and everything. So that's really cool to read it again now and see what I get out of it. And then the other one is classic, The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. And I've read that before, but I've downloaded it on my Kindle, and I'm excited to read it again because you'll probably get something out of it, something new out of it every single time you read it. There's so many hidden little gems in there. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this style of episode. I can always do an updated one in the future if you did like this style, and I'm always trying new brands and products out. So again, check the link in the Instagram bio or the show notes to check out any affiliate links and discounts for some of the brands mentioned today if you want to try them for yourself. And next week, I have an amazing guest episode for you. It's going to be with Rhys Evans, the creator of Yes Supply Method, the certification that I did last year. We're going to be talking all about manifestation, nervous system regulation, money, subconscious mind, all of my favorite things, and you're going to love it. So I'll see you then. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, I would love for you to leave me a rating and review on your podcast app, as this helps to support the show and it allows it to reach more people with this valuable information. Come and say hi over on Instagram. I'm at Viva Natural Health. And if you haven't already, check out my website, vivanaturalhealth.co.uk, for tons more free resources and to discover how I could support you further. I currently offer one-on-one consultation packages if you want my top-level support, then more affordable group programs and self-paced online courses. So there really is something for everyone. enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next week for another episode.